You're right. Regardless of record, the rivalry between these two is alive and well. There's certainly a lot at stake, and even for just really pride on both sides. It's been talked about a lot on our boards this week that they'd love to be the program to send Ed Orgeron out with a loss. So there's certainly a lot to play for this week.
So as Andrew states there, basically the deal is LSU's 5-6. They need a win for eligibility, so they would send out Ed Orgeron with a loss, and that would be the finale of the LSU season. If the Tigers win, they gain bowl eligibility, and it's not the final game for them. So let's get to the broad picture of what's going on here in regards to, we talked about this a few weeks ago in terms of Texas A&M's directional, if you go in all sorts of directions in the SEC, whether they can find a rivalry, whether that's, Missouri from the old Big 12 days, Arkansas, LSU, and of course, the SEC gives us indication of what they want when they set things up for the final weekend of the regular season. And they matched up Arkansas and Mizzou, and they matched up Texas A&M and LSU from the time that the Yankees joined the SEC. So they would like to see this be a rivalry, and it does have a trophy attached to it, correct?
Yeah, I believe it does. I don't remember the name of the trophy, but there certainly has a rivalry feel between the two fan bases, and I'm not sure either cares very much for one another. So it certainly has kind of that sort of feel.
It's relatively close in distance.
Yeah.
You would go around the SEC and measure it off. I know Alabama and Mississippi State are the two closest schools, but in regards to just geographic location, being down there near the Gulf Coast. And so how much has this factored into recruiting? Not necessarily just this year, we can get into that, but also in past years in regards to this game and the overlap of players that these two programs go after.
Yeah, I think it's had a quite a big factor, because when you look at take a guy, and I think he's still a young player, so he's probably a guy as the rivalry progresses will play more. But take a guy like Jordan Gilbert, for example. He is from University Lab, which is right down the road from LSU, and he chose to go to A&M and over LSU, who kind of pushed late the past cycle. And one of the reasons he said that is he kind of relished the opportunity to go against guys that he had gone against in high school and wanted to kind of go against them from the other side of the rivalry. So, A&M's been more involved since Jimbo Fisher got to A&M, and they've continued to try to increase their presence in Louisiana. There's a lot of recruiting battles that these two are going to be involved in, both in, Harold Perkins from the Houston area. It's probably going to end up being an A&M LSU battle. He's a Louisiana native from before. So, there's a lot of those sorts of battles where, LSU is trying to make more of an imprint in Houston, and A&M is trying to make more of an imprint in the Louisiana area and see if they can gain ground there. And so there's a lot of, recruiting footprint battles and targets that they're kind of both going for. And a game like this means a lot from that front, just to be able to, have another year of claiming a win over your rival, and just as they try to kind of battle for those territories.